Happy 2022 everyone, particularly to any Egyptologists watching because it's a big year for the whole field. 2 really big anniversaries are coming up and a few others besides, and don't worry, I'm not going to spend my whole year talking about just those things. One of them I already have. In September, it's the 200th anniversary of Champollion's letter to Monsieur Dacier, considered to be the pinnacle of the multinational quest to piece together a way of translating the ancient Egyptian language. If you've watched my Rosetta Stone series of last year, then you'll know I probably don't need to cover it much more. You'll also know that Champollion doesn't deserve 100% of the credit, and that the Egyptian language is still to this day being studied for better translation. There's a good deal we still don't know about the grammar, the syntax, and the idiom, particularly as the texts we do have span such a large period of time. So, while this autumn won't be the anniversary of mission accomplished, it's certainly a time to reflect on the breakthroughs that Champollion made and the later breakthroughs that Champollion's work allowed for. What I will spend a bit more time talking about this year is the anniversary of the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb by Howard Carter. Tutankhamun is, if not the face of ancient Egypt, certainly among them. The distinctive gold burial mask is a very striking image, and of course his largely untouched tomb was filled with treasures. There's a reason for that, and it wasn't because he was an important or particularly wealthy king. In fact, Tutankhamun's importance to history is almost entirely confined to the last 100 years, but his story is an interesting one, and he did live during an important period of Egyptian history. And over the course of the year, I'll be telling the story of the dynasty that he was part of, the dynasty that arguably he had a part in ending. I have a bit of unfinished business where Tutankhamun is concerned. In 2019, I booked a ticket to go and see a selection of his tomb's treasures while they stopped in the UK on a final world tour before being permanently housed in Egypt. The decision to stop sending his relics all around the world is a very sensible one. Travel risks damage to the artifacts and does wear them a little, and it makes them more expensive to maintain because insuring them for transit is very costly. But the date I booked to go and see the exhibition was May 2020, and, well, it wasn't to be. I'm not much of a world traveller in all honesty, though it's always been my intention to go to Egypt someday, and I suppose if I want to make up for lost time with Tutankhamun, I'm gonna have to take that intention more seriously. There are some less triumphant anniversaries this year. It's the 140th anniversary of Britain's annexation of Egypt, one of several interactions between the two countries that makes me feel so very awkward when I'm expressing my fascination with the ancient civilization. It is also the 100th anniversary of Egypt's independence from the British Empire because in 1922, after a short rebellion, the UK government acquiesced and ended their formal control of the country. Military occupation would continue for a while afterwards, and of course Egypt was a fierce battleground in the Second World War, and Britain kind of always had a finger in that particular pie, so independence is a complex word sometimes. 2022 is the 140th anniversary of the founding of the Egypt Exploration Fund, now called the Egypt Exploration Society, an international organisation based in the UK that acts to protect, preserve and promote Egyptian heritage. That sounds like I'm just quoting their slogan, but actually that isn't their slogan, I just couldn't resist the alliteration. The Society runs online courses throughout the year on various topics, including the reading of hieroglyphs and a lot about the social history of ancient Egypt. For full disclosure, I'm not advertising them, I just happen to be a member and I like a lot of what they do, and I suggest anyone interested goes and takes a look. I've put a link to their website in the description of this video. Speaking of the Society, it's also the 130th anniversary of the death of one of its founders, Amelia Edwards. Definitely look forward to a video about her in April. Edwards was an explorer and novelist who did a lot personally to protect Egypt's cultural heritage. Thanks for indulging my festive break. I've come back to the channel with a ton of ideas for new videos, long and short, so it promises to be a good year. Please do consider subscribing. I have a channel anniversary at the end of this month, and I've been working with another creator on a pair of videos I hope you'll really like. Keep an eye out on my Twitter feed for more about that closer to the time. My own personal Egypt exploration fund is kindly provided by my backers at patreon.com/armchairegypt, though I don't actually use it to explore Egypt, sorry. Happy New Year to all of you, and thanks for your amazing support. Until next time, my fellow armchair Egyptologists, life, prosperity, and health to you all. Thanks for watching. Head over to my channel for more, or click here to see what the YouTube demons think you should watch next. I hope you'll consider subscribing. If you'd like to support and collaborate on the channel with me, go to patreon.com/armchairegypt. You can also join my Discord community, there's an invite link in the description.